You already know, Monday afternoon means Hot Take Mondays. Sean, Nate, and Grant back at it once again. We're coming with you guys for our hot takes. Whether it be, based on the week or, based on the season, it could be anything really. I'm just going to, talk about that for a little bit here. See, how spicy we can get today. I feel like the last 2 weeks that we've done this, one of us has came with just, something that's been like spicy, and then we got like that blazing,
Flaming hot.
Flaming hot. Yep.
There we go.
No, but I've been liking it though. What we're doing, so yeah, we'll definitely have to keep this going. And if you guys, leave your comments and things like that, if you got something we should debate, we can bring it on Hot Take Mondays. But so let's get it going. I don't know who wants to go first. I can go first, or how we want to do this.
Yeah, go for it, big dog.
I'm starting off. This might be spicy. Just depends on what you think. But James Harden, we all know that the Los Angeles Clippers, that's for another day, another time. But James Harden specifically, he's still hooping at a high level, still got it, averaging this year 22, 8, and 5, looking like an all-star once again. I think just him showing his dominance and things like this, I think he will go down as the third best shooting guard of all time. Based on, yes, you take the rings out of it, but if you look at longevity and things of that matter, I think he goes down as the third best shooting guard of all time. 1, obviously Jordan. 2, I'm a Kobe fan, so I gotta say Kobe. And 3, James Harden. So
you're just basing that off of how he's playing this year?
No, I'm not basing it off of just this year, but I mean the previous few years. Let's take it. Last year at 34 years old, he wasn't too bad. 16-6, 18. Excuse me, that was 2 years ago when he got traded to the Clippers mid-season. 16-6, 8, and 5. That was his worst season that he's had since his rookie year, and that was OKC. But then, last year averaged 22, 8, and 5, and this year, let me see. Yeah, he's still hooping at a high level. The other day, he just dropped 41 points. Man has proven that he's on a mission and he's not too old. The debate was for a little bit of time that Dwayne Wade was still better than, James Harden of all time, but I don't think that. I don't think that anymore, based on just what Harden's done. This year, 25, 6, and 9, shooting 46%, 40 from the 3, pretty much.
That's some crazy glaze right there. It's definitely D Wade's still definitely. I think he's still for sure over James Harden.
How many rings he got though compared to D Wade?
Besides the rings, besides the rings and all that, even just you look at me, you talking about NBA playoffs, game on the line. I want Mr. 4 for 28, whatever Game 7 he had against Houston, when they could have knocked off that really good team.
Oh, yeah.
He just decided not to show up by missing all that. And then what has he done really since then? He's been, decent. He's been okay. He's been good. But, he's now becoming, the kind of leader of this Clippers team now. So, obviously, his stats going to be going up.
Yeah.
But, he just don't got that dog. He just, as of right now, I can't put him there. He ain't got no championship like Nate said. He ain't got no finals MVP like Dwayne Wade does. Proving he can do it at the best. I'm for sure taking D Wade. I'm probably taking Clyde Drexler too, to be honest. Yeah. I'm probably taking Clyde Drexler as well.
I'm definitely taking AI over him.
Yeah, AI for sure. Reggie Miller, you could argue.
So, okay, the argument about Dwayne Wade, he has rings. He's got, 3 rings? And then, he has the finals MVP. But, Harden is 36 years old. This man at 36 years old, you know what Dwayne Wade was doing? He got traded twice. Remember, he started the season in that Cavs team where Brown and his boys thought they could, do something, right? And they got traded 12 games into the season. I still remember that. It was a very early trade. They was nah, go back to Miami, and live out the time. Miami, he played 72 games. He was started 2. He averaged 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. And that was at 36 years old. James Harden at 36, almost 36 years old, is averaging 25, 6, 9, and is basically still a whole team. Dwayne Wade at that age, he wasn't doing that. That's why he left. He was at Chicago. Now in Chicago, he was decent, until all of them fell apart in the playoffs and got hurt that year. Because, he averaged 18, 3, 4, and 4. And then the year before that, 2016, his last year in Miami, it was 19, 4, and 4. So, James Harden still averaging almost 20 points. Double
That's
double,
what. Nah.
still
This
scoring.
was all this. Back in the day, D Wade, he wasn't. There was no like load management, no going to the strip club, partying it up, doing whatever you want to do, like James Harden be
Harden
doing.
don't load. What you mean?
Just come on now, man. I don't know. I firmly believe D Wade's still right there. James Harden, he just hasn't. He's never been that guy in the playoffs. He's great. Like he's like Donovan Mitchell to me. Is Donovan Mitchell like not phenomenal? Yeah, absolutely. He's great. But am I putting him up there like all time with some of these guys? Absolutely not. That's just my 2 cents. But
I don't.
He
I like the take
definitely
though. I
he
like the take
definitely
though.
had his run for sure in Houston, and then when he went to Brooklyn, wasn't necessarily all that. But I will say, when he was in Philly, he still was producing numbers. He's for sure, I mean, at least a top guard for this era.
Mm-hmm.
But it really does come down. I feel like when you're talking about all time, the playoffs have to matter for something. And just looking at
Mm-hmm.
his resume, he hasn't reached exactly what everyone thought he would be. I mean, obviously he made the finals with that young Thunder team, but since then, I mean, it's not
Okay,
like
you got to
he's
take into consideration though. This man, ever since he joined Houston for 4 years straight, 2014-15, 2015-16, 2017-18, 27 and 2018-19, he was running to Golden State Warriors. He was just, they were just the better team. He came close, but if it wasn't for Chris Paul's hamstring, we'll never know. But I'm just saying
them missing 27 straight threes in a row.
Mm-hmm.
that
Can never forget that.
that was
No.
mostly on Eric Gordon and Trevor Ariza. So I'm not gonna put that all on JP.
Okay, all right.
I'm just saying he was part of it, but I'm just saying though, yes, you can take rings, you can take playoff success into it, of course, for sure. But that's why I said he's third.
Mhm.
I think he.
Well, yeah, but like the top two are. I mean, you
Yeah.
ain't putting no one above
I mean, yeah, the
MJ
top
or
two.
Kobe.
Everyone
That's
should
a
have him as the top
tough.
two.
Yeah, that's a
But,
tough
okay,
top two.
ahead of Dwayne Wade. I think there's a argument when you think about the longevity, and he's still like dominating games. Like I said, the other day he dropped a 40-point triple double. He's still leading teams at this age. When Nate, like you said, like Brooklyn, it started looking shaky, right? But he still averaged 24 points that year, right? Okay, then he left Brooklyn, then he went to Philly. I mean, he made Joel Embiid MVP. One of the most dominant players in the league.
I don't know if he made him MVP, but
He did. He did.
okay.
He contributed to it. Come on now. He
I
contributed to it.
mean,
I'm just saying.
he was averaging already before that close to
True.
30 points. So,
True.
but I'll let that one slide. I feel like Harden, he's at least a top 5 two guard of all time. But top 3, I know he's your guy, but there's gonna be some people who probably think otherwise.
For sure. For sure.
But
That could be a debate. I like that.
yeah, we'll have to debate that for sure.
Yeah. We can. But yeah. It's alright. I had to start with some heat, some flame.
No, yeah,
Okay.
that's some heat. That's some good heat. Yeah, that's spicy. Yeah, we're reaching some good spice level there.
Yeah.
I respect it. Mine though, so kind of looking at NBA today as we see it here, the East and the West. We've talked about how I think us and a lot of people would agree that the West is obviously the stronger of the two conferences right now. West is loaded with a lot of good talent, such as like Thunder, Nuggets, Rockets, Lakers up there at the very top at the moment. But my hot take here, which I don't know how exactly hot it's going to be compared to that take, Sean, but only 2 teams in the East right now, being the Detroit Pistons and the Cleveland Cavaliers, would have a chance of making the playoffs if they were in the Western Conference. That's my hot take right now. So if you were to take both those teams, put them in the West.
Okay. I like that one.
And when I say playoffs, I'm talking like you truly make the playoff 1 through 6.
Top 6.
Yeah, there is
Okay.
no. I mean, yeah, I'm sure playing. Yeah, you could maybe take like the Knicks or something too.
Yeah.
Bucks if Giannis decides just to go hero mode, but like that's it. The East sucks. The East is terrible. Frankly, it's just bad.
It's always crazy on the East, especially at the beginning of the year, because you never really know what teams are gonna do well. I mean, we saw the Bulls start off pretty hot. Sean, I know before this you were saying now they've kind of fallen back to the middle of the pack where everyone thought they would be. Yeah, so
it's supposed to be.
I mean, and especially the bottom of the East, it's not looking good at all for
You got
those
3
teams.
with
So
1 win. Yeah, 3
yeah,
teams,
so
1 win.
there's
not
not
great.
much hope for a lot of these teams already. Just 13 games into the season.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that take. I feel like those are the two teams I'd probably say the same thing. I mean, they look like so far that they have the best chance throughout the regular season to kind of stay competitive and at
Yeah.
least stay in the top three of the Eastern Conference.
Are you
Going
good?
into the West, though, I feel like they would probably put up a pretty good fight making the playoffs there. So I don't
Just
hate
looking
that.
at it, just looking at it, like Pistons. I mean, right now we're cruising in the East. We're playing well. We're playing well defensively. I'll say. Like it looks like we just have heart out there. Cade obviously looking like an absolute dog. Just like what I'm seeing. And then Cavaliers obviously like this is what they do. They're regular season champs. Like they get it done. Like they're good. They would find a way to make it in the West. But in terms of that, like the Knicks, I don't have any confidence. I don't like what I've really seen from Jalen Brunson necessarily. Like I'm just not liking
OG's hurt
that.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got that too, which the way the Knicks offense is ran and everything, with how many minutes guys are playing, it's never it can always get interesting. Like the Raptors being the 4 seed, hell no, they ain't making that in the West. I mean, Hawks, they're a playing team in the East. What makes you think they're going to make it in the West?
Yeah,
And I don't even need to go after that because those
right.
weren't teams that were going to make it anyway, even in the East. So yeah, with that, I mean, yeah, Pistons and Cavs are the only two teams, in my opinion, that are making. You could even bump it out for me, honestly, probably 1 through 8, just to be completely honest.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. Yeah, go ahead, Nate. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that kind of leads into my take, which was I think that Cade Cunningham will be a first team All NBA player this year. Just at the start of the season, I mean, he's averaging 27.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, damn near 10 assists, shooting around 44%. He's led this team. I know he's hurt the past couple games. I mean, started the season off 8-1, 8-2, and he just looks like he's a lot more mature of a player this season compared to any other year. And I think with the guard play this season as well, kind of what you were saying, Grant, like Brunson necessarily, he's had some good games here and there, but I don't think he's not leading the team like how we thought he was going
Mm-hmm.
to lead the Knicks. And it's going to be tough because you're going to have to deal. I mean, realistically, you really have to compete against Shea and then maybe like Curry or one of those other guys who normally is kind of in that race. But man, yeah, I think if the Pistons stay at the top of the standings most of the season and he stays with these stats, it's going to be hard to kind of argue against him being a first teamer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
the team, and think about it, the teams are positionless now too.
Right?
So
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. So that
yeah,
makes it even harder, low key, because he's gonna have to. I mean, with how many wings and big guys that are usually getting those
true,
votes too,
mm-hmm.
true.
it just makes it even harder for guards. So it looks like he's kind of on a mission this year for sure.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think kind of what you also were mentioning with like the record wise, like that being toward the top, whether people like to admit it or not, it's got a huge implication. If Kate Cunningham right now is leading this Pistons team, the top seed in the East, like he'll probably get it, I would say, even if his stats like were to fall off a little bit from like what they are now. I just think like with someone like that, especially with the Pistons past too. I mean, maybe it's recency bias for myself and everything. If you're holding down that 1 seed and you're basically putting up, we'll just call it a double double in terms of points assists, that's pretty special. I think you're right on track with that. I might have even missed the ball a little bit. I think I might have him higher, toward the end of the season on my top 10 list. I had him at 10, I believe, which I think is where you had him at, Nate.
Same, yeah.
And it's kind of looking like he might even be a little better than that, which is, I mean, just fun to see. It's good. It's good. It's cool to see as a Pistons fan because obviously, not that long ago we weren't this good, fellas. You could have flipped that. You could have flipped that around. And
Yeah.
yeah,
When we started this thing, bro, we opted not to talk about the Pistons because they were so bad.
yeah,
Now we can talk about it, bro. It's complete crazy. It's
I
crazy,
know.
man.
Yeah, we on a full turnaround now, so it's fun for us to see too. So, I like that take though, Nate. I think Cade's definitely got the makings for it right now. Obviously, not too far into the season, but I like the direction it's heading for sure.
Yeah. Nah, I would agree with that. I mean, hey, if they stay in the 1 seed, MVP, like, come on now. He'll be right behind, SGA and Jokic. But, if they're the 1 or 2 seed in the East, then, yeah, he
It's
should
yeah,
have.
it's gonna be hard to argue for
Yeah,
sure. I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, if he
because
does
as
average a
much
double
as
double.
Right. As much as people don't want to say like MVP should just be stats, but then so many people add like how good your team is too. Like that's gonna be hard to argue, especially if they stay at the top of the East.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, man, we'll see. No, I like that. I like that. That was some heat. Anything else y'all want to go over? I know, we already talked about, obviously, the Pistons being number one seed, the Bulls being right back where they belong on the play-in tournament. Yeah, but that's pretty much everything else that I took away from this past week, other than the Clippers just being terrible. But that's
we knew that though.
I had another one, I guess, kind of it. I think from what we've seen so far out of the Orlando Magic, they're not necessarily raising the red alarm just yet because they've kind of came back a little bit, had some better wins against the Knicks on prime time. With Paulo being hurt now too, not necessarily knowing how much that injury will linger, there might be still a little bit of concern in terms of how they're looking in the East because, like you were saying, Grant, there's not many teams at the top of that standing to where you really can see them staying there consistently throughout the whole season. And I feel like this Magic team has been talked about more than like the Pistons or even some other teams to where you think they should be in that top four conversation. I don't know. I don't know what you guys have necessarily seen or think about the Magic, but they might be on fraud alert.
Yeah,
Fraud watch.
I think I said it a couple weeks ago, but yeah, man, I'm sounding the alarms because you look back at it, right? The trade for Desmond Bane, okay, it was like we're improving our shooting, getting rid of KCP, what he was supposed to be, and improving our offense. And basically, at the end, what the Magic have done over the past 2 years with Franz and Paulo, it's like, okay, like that could be, what they needed. And so they were projected like top 3, top 4, in the East by a lot of people. Obviously, it's still early, but I think it's time to sound some alarms because,
Right.
you got teams better like the Raptors better than you and the Hawks, that's just not good. You beat the Blazers the other day by a buzzer beater from Desmond Bane. You lose to the Celtics, and the Hawks. So it's just like a couple of those. It's just like, hey, we should end up winning these games, but I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, and this will come out Monday, but they'll play the Rockets tonight, Sunday night. So if they win that, they'll be on a 4-game winning streak. But I think especially if Paulo's going to be out a significant amount of time, Franz has done well kind of carrying, but Paulo's their guy, so they're going to have to figure out some things if he is going to be out for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I'd say just real quick on that, just because we mentioned it before now, I think we were talking about it. I think Paulo obviously is a huge part of this, like success. If they're going to play good, or if they're going to play bad, I think largely on Paulo. But like you said, with him going down a little bit, we were also talking about how him and Franz, how like they can improve that chemistry there, kind of see, which guy is going to kind of step up, make things happen. And I think if with Paulo kind of out or missing some time here, I really do think Franz kind of steps it up, like we've already seen a little bit here, and has a much bigger role. Which, like I said, it's way too early to sound the alarm for like the Magic. I mean, the East is truly just so bad that you win 3 more games in a row.
Yeah,
I mean, you're sitting pretty. It's stuff like that where now let's say if they go on like a 6-game losing streak after this, maybe then it's time to kind of look at the team and see exactly what's going on. But I just think it's a little too early to sound the alarm for them necessarily, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Same kind of thing with a lot of teams at the moment.
Like I said, that was our hot takes for this week. We'll continue bringing them each Monday, and hopefully y'all stay tuned, stay engaged. Let us know, comments and things like that, what y'all think. But for now, we'll catch you guys next time.